Ronald Reagan, given his unwavering support to Israel, he was a major advocate for our ally in the Middle East. It is the subject of our regular segment on the great communicator himself, Ronald Reagan. We're joined by two presidential historians. Doug Weed is a former White House advisor to President Bush, and Craig Shirley has written several books on President Reagan himself. Now, Doug, what have you seen in the past few weeks as it relates to Israel, the commotion in the region, the fires burning in Gaza that had made you think about Reagan?
Yeah, well, Reagan was strong, and it was the strength that made the difference that he communicated in the Middle East. By the way, the same with Donald Trump. So when Joe Biden becomes president, John Kerry leaks secret information from Israel to Iran, betraying our own ally. Joe Biden, in addition to trying to reopen the talks with Iran, immediately sends them $130 million, which they pass on apparently to Hamas, who rains rockets down on innocent Israeli citizens in the streets of Israel. That shows you what weakness does. Joe, if you look at history, it's no accident that there was peace in the Middle East under Donald Trump, because he showed that Reagan strength. And there is no peace in the Middle East under anybody else going back for the last 6 or 7 presidents.
Craig, now I'll come to you because you talk about, Reagan famously saying peace through strength. It seems like strength is certainly nowhere to be found right now when it comes to us either having a strong affinity for our friend in the Middle East when it comes to Israel, having strength against Iran that has nuclear ambitions. It seems that we are on a pathway to appeasement. What are the lessons that we can learn from the region as it relates to U.S. intervention and support from the region that may actually help us figure out how to move forward here?
Well, Brother Weed is exactly right. It is a test of strength. And that's why Reagan was so successful in the Middle East. And that's why Donald Trump is so successful in the Middle East. And that's why weaklings like Jimmy Carter and Joe Biden have been failures in the Middle East. That is the truth. That is the line in the sand. No pun intended, as far as the Middle East is concerned. And we've seen that time and time again. On the issue of strength, I remember for one of my books, I interviewed the charge d'affaires for the American embassy in Iran. And he was a hostage there for under the Ayatollah. And he told me that there's no doubt in his mind that Reagan coming into office in 1980 and Carter going out is what got them out, because they were terrified of the strong man Ronald Reagan would take military action to free them, and they might be dead if they didn't release them to Ronald Reagan's tender mercies.
So, Craig, I know you have a quick personal story about Ronald Reagan, some of the ways that he has tried to fight anti-Semitism, not only in his capacity as commander-in-chief, but also as a private citizen here in the United States.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. Back when he was in his Hollywood days, long before he sought elective office, he was nominated to become a member of a country club in Los Angeles, until he found out they had a policy against allowing Jewish members of the Jewish faith from becoming members. And Reagan was outraged when he learned and withdrew his application and withdrew his nomination to join that country club because of their anti-Semitic policy.
No, I think that it makes the fascinating important. And Doug, I mean, even if you look at the history of this nation, talking all the way back to the Freedom Riders, people like Swerner and Goodman, people who are of Jewish descent, who were in solidarity with the African-American community. And yet somehow it seems as if that solidarity has been forgotten as we see this new wave of anti-Semitism cresting here in America.
Yeah, it's sad to see it.
All right. Well, Craig, Doug, as always, my friends, God bless you both. We'll talk to you again soon.
For some reason, this interview you just saw was heavily censored. The only way we know to get around that is if you subscribe to this channel, YouTube channel, and hit the bell. And or if you send this link to a friend in an email, that can get through. Or subscribe to Rumble. They don't seem to censor these. But this one is especially experiencing some rough censorship. Thank you. We're gonna live through this. Bye-bye.